We got some time. Paula went out to get lunch, and I'm going to make cappuccino chunk ice cream. That's going to be or ice, cream ice. That's going to be a coffee Italian ice. So let me rinse this out a bit. So it'll take me a minute or so. Now the fact that there's some, fudge and other stuff in here, since I'm using chocolate, that's not going to hurt. So I'm not going to go crazy rinsing it out.
What do you need?
Oh, just some water. I got it. I guess you have nothing to say, but you might want to try.
Any questions? For what? Mix? 16? I don't know. I buy 10%. And 10%, what does that run? About $9 for...
Everybody else is paying 10.
Really?
Yeah.
For a case or a bladder?
A bladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting a little better price.
Well, I buy a lot of it.
2.5 gallons is about $10.
You know what? That's a funny thing. I brought it in to have the girl put it away, and there was a spoon that she tasted. She goes, "Oh, vanilla fudge cream ice." I said, "Yeah." Vanilla fudge cream ice. She labeled it up, vanilla fudge cream ice, and it'll be in his freezer, and they'll be eating it when we leave.
Yes, we will.
Because it was good.
And giving it out to friends.
Right.
Not just friends. If you have an eye doctor, when you get older, you're going to run into this. You have to go to see a specialist. You got an eye problem. And everybody knows the eye doctor makes all his appointments for 3 in the afternoon. Everybody. 16 people in the waiting room sitting there for a 3 o'clock appointment. And you're in trouble when the receptionist says, "Make sure you bring War and Peace. You're going to be here a while. You better bring something really long to read." Except for me. I walk in and I bring ice cream. And guess what? Ice cream melts. And so the receptionist is saying, "Oh, fine, I'll put that in the freezer." I go, "No, you won't. I'll give it to the doctor. I'll just sit here and wait." And I also brought some cups and spoons. Well, guess what? I get to be number 1 on the list to be seen by the doctor because I've got the ice cream. That worked great. I'm seeing this for my missing eye. I'm seeing this super special guy at Columbia Presbyterian in New York. And everybody says he only sees odd cases. Well, I'm odd. And you're going to wait for hours and hours. So I brought ice cream. The first 2 times it works great. The third time I'm sitting there. I did let them take the ice cream away, and I'm sitting there. I think I waited 4 hours. So I'm on first name basis with him because I'm feeding him ice cream. I said, "Jeff, what's the story here? I waited 4 hours to see you, and I brought ice cream." He said, "The lady before you brought homemade brownies." You son of a. Yeah. I'm good to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Close the gate. He left the gate open. We all do it. Let's see. Oh, here comes the ice cream lady.
You have chips?
Yes.
Where?
Over there.
Okay. Oh, just enough for you. Okay.
I'm going to use half a bag. You want half?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You got it. Okay, we'll pass this out. Cappuccino chunk ice cream. Cream ice, rather. And I'm going to use 1 3/4 pounds of sugar, so let me get that.
So, by the way, just as an aside, what do you think of... Who hasn't had cream ice before today? Excellent. What do you think of it?
Good.
Any comments about it? It's not ice cream, but it's not Italian ices. And it is a great product. You can eat a lot more of it. Now, my friend who is wildly successful lines out the block every night, and all he sells is 55 flavors of cream ice in Fort Lauderdale. He has flavors that you would never expect. He's got all the stuff you think of: chocolate chip mint, Oreo cookie, vanilla caramel praline. He's got them all. And it works for him. It's a tremendous product. Now, that being said, in my opinion, you can't sell out of one store both ice cream and ices. I have an extremely successful ice cream place.
I think my windows are open.
Oh, the rain.
How long has it been raining?
Windows. Just kidding. I sell ice cream, and I believe I sell the best ice cream in the world. Hopefully you'll think that too, of mine. It's a tough crowd. Anyway, if you sell ice cream and then give your customer who's had your ice cream ice or Italian ices, they won't like it because it doesn't have the body and the creaminess and the fullness and the richness of ice cream. They're going to feel it's watery. Now, all you've had today is cream ice. It's not watery. There's body to it. It has great flavor. But compared to, the next thing I'm going to make is chocolate ice cream, which in my store, we call it Frankenstein, and I add a ribbon of fudge and chocolate chips. And I'll show you, probably not here, but there's a great way to make that swirl in your ice cream so that when your girls dip it, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Anyway, so that's why I tried selling cream ice, because my friend is just so wildly successful. I thought, well, I'll add that product to my line of ice creams. And the first night I gave it out for free on the tables, and the comments I got from the people who would tell me the truth that it's no good, it's watery. And it was great cream ice. But you just, side by side, it's just not it didn't work for me.
So did you stop selling ice cream and you're just all ice
No. Right now, I'm looking for another person to open up another store. I've expanded as much as I can expand now. I've got 3,000 square feet, and I can't do any more. But I'm thinking of opening another facility across town, and I would do cream ice. So therefore, I'm not really competing with myself. Now, I believe that cream ice is more adaptable to a transient, or in other words, a crowded street or road. I think that people, as a regular customer, would go to an ice cream store. I don't know that they'd go to a cream ice store. So I think you need foot traffic and street traffic. But that's what I would do. I'm looking for somebody to run that with me, open it up. And I can make it out of the same machine. Yes?
Do you think that you could sell Italian ice and cream ice in the same time?
Oh, of course. That's the whole purpose.
Absolutely not.
When we were leaving New York, 40,000 square foot building, been there for 100 years. Even my high-priced New York City accountant said, you can't move a 100-year-old business. It's impossible. That's the reason your father was still here. He tried to move it in the 1960s to Pennsylvania and couldn't do it. I said, we're leaving. We're going to Florida. And so we packed up and moved. We built this brand new building. Sales have gone up about 38% a year since for the last 10 years. I mean, we're doing phenomenally well. But when we crossed the George Washington Bridge, Paul and me and Sadie, I turned to Paula and I said, if this accountant is right and we can't get this business restarted, we'll take one of these machines and we'll set it up in Brooksville and we'll make enough money to pay all the bills and then some selling sugar water. And I believe that to this day. I've put over 3,000 families with just this machine alone, let alone the bigger ones. Just this one alone, 3,000 families. And for every person who buys a machine, that ultimately becomes 11 employees on average. So 3,000 times 11, that's how many people are employed because of just this machine. This one came out, the CB200. I feel it's too small to run a business on. It's for high-end restaurants. But that doesn't people from stopping to buy it because this is about half the price of this one. This is just under 10,000. This is about 5,500. So people are even getting into business with this one. I just had a production meeting with my vice president. I said, get ready to build as many of these as we do this one. And we now offer it in, always been 220 volt. That's heavy power. We now have this in 115 volt. You could run this in your house. And I said, plan your production for as many of those as this and plan to build this in 110 and 220. Paula.
Lunch is here, so we're ready.
Great. Okay. What time is it?
Almost 11:30.
Okay. We'll make this one more batch, and then we'll have lunch.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, ice cream sandwiches. Very clever. I'm going to use that.
What did he say?
For lunch, ice cream sandwiches. Okay, we've got the sugar. Did I pour the water in? Yes, the water. the 24 ounces of ice cream blend I need. So let me grab that. Whoops. I'm okay on this one. Now, I'm going to use Taster's Choice freeze-dried crystals for my coffee. And I got to tell you, I'm a coffee snob. I'm not a snob in general, but I am a coffee snob. I love Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee, most expensive beans in the world. Second most expensive are from Hawaii. I love that too. And here I am using Taster's Choice to make my coffee. The stuff is great because number one, I can get it in decaf. So if you eat it at 11 o'clock at night, you're not going to be up till the next morning because you had my coffee Italian ice or my coffee ice cream. And the crystals, the freeze-dried crystals, will dissolve in the cold liquid about 99%, which means every once in a while you might get a little crunch of a freeze-dried crystal, but that won't kill you. The only thing you got to watch out for is when you open these up, there's usually a 25-cent coupon in here, and it invariably goes into the machine. And Paul is a coupon clipper, and I have to go back and get the coupon. So you got to watch out for that, but it makes just a great coffee. Now, coffee, of course, tends to be bitter, but if you add just a little bit of chocolate to that bitter coffee, you won't notice the chocolate in it, but you'll notice that it's real nice and smooth. So that's why the cappuccino coffee works so well. So let me pour this in. And let's see, we want the Taster's Choice. What did I say? 3 ounces. So I'll use one of these. These are really handy.
Those are measuring cups.
They are, but I don't have one this small. Okay, that'll go. I'm going to turn this on and get it mixing. Now I can turn on the refrigeration because I'm going to get working here right away. And my espresso beans. This is just just going to be a teaspoon of Kona Hawaiian Mountain coffee, another great one. I'm almost to the point of roasting my own beans, but I'm told that it really smokes up the house, and I don't think that's going to sell. Okay, and then I'm going to add half a bag of chocolate chips because I like chocolate chips. One little tip when you're making ice cream. I grew up as a short, fat kid and have been fighting that ever since then. Don't fall in love with your ice cream. I was making ice cream with a lady one day who she shouldn't have been eating any ice cream, is the best way to put it. And she would take a spoon and she'd take a taste of what we made. And then she'd take another taste of what we made. We made 24 batches of ice cream that day. I said, "Madam, did you mean to eat 24 ounces of ice cream today?" "Oh, I didn't do that." I said, "You took a 1 ounce taste of every single one. You ate 24 ounces of ice cream. You keep that up every day for the next 10 years, and you're going to have some real problems." So be aware that you're in a real fun business. But, I could never be a bartender because
Thank you.
Yeah, she did. If I was a bartender, very little would get to the customer. So that's going to go in there. And again, don't try this with a Taylor or any other machine. And the last thing is just a couple of squirts of the Hershey syrup. This stuff's really handy. Vanilla? Is there a vanilla in the formula? Then I'll put some vanilla in. Yes, 1 ounce. Do you see the vanilla, Jeff? I know we got 2 bottles floating. That's vanilla?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to speed it up a bit. Okay. and we'll let that run. How many, Jeff, how many slots do you have left?
4.
Okay. If you're interested, now this doesn't do you any good on the tape that you're watching, but Jeff's ice cream school, I'm having a brain freeze. Oh, ice cream boot camp, right? Is tomorrow. Is it 1 day or 2 days?
1 day.
1 day, and you've got 4 slots left. So as long as you're here in Florida and you want to have hands-on experience, unfortunately I can't have you all up here operating the machine because there's too many of you. But if you want hands-on experience, you can contact Jeff during lunch, which we're going to have in a couple of minutes, or afterwards, and he's got 4 spaces left. If I was starting this business, I would be taking a course. I would quite frankly be taking Jeff's course because he's like me. He's down to earth, tells you what he thinks, and gives good advice. There's none of this, the Italian stuff, wearing the white aprons and holding up some spectrograph and telling you how much sugar is in there. I don't need that. This is a fun thing. This is like baking. And Jeff's a fun guy, as you can see, and we have a lot of fun doing this. But get all the knowledge that you can. We sell a book that's got 300 recipes in it. It costs $68. That's knowledge. Jeff has a book that has all his secret recipes that you'll notice he doesn't tell you what's in anything too much, a little this and a little that. He's got the book. This is all knowledge. And 10 years ago, you couldn't find any of this stuff. And the reason I'm the #1 batch freezer manufacturer in the world is because I put out as much information as I possibly can. I bring in people, I bring in Jeff, who can fill the gaps where I can't, because quite frankly, I make lousy product. I build great machines. He makes great product. He can fill in. You can see we have we can argue over what time of day it is, and this is all good because it's all knowledge for you. So anywhere you can pick up knowledge, because you're going to spend thousands of your dollars to open up a business, and the more you know before you go in, the better off you are. Do you want to sell a T-shirt?
No.
I'll sell a T-shirt.
Where is the boot camp? Here?
No, it's up at Jeff's ice cream
hour
parlor. You're going to be
it's
mopping
in the ice cream store.
You're going to be mopping his floors and measuring out his vanilla.
You keep saying that.
I know. It's an hour away. Well, Jeff, come over and tell us what you're doing it.
It's a 13-hour, 9 in the morning, 10 at night. Meals are provided, and it's intense. In the morning, it's classroom style. We go over everything that you need to know to run a store, whether it's landlords, leases, promotions, advertising, licenses, permits, all that stuff. And then we break for lunch, and then after that, we go in the kitchen and you actually make ice cream from beginning to end. And the morning part is also an important part. Is I'll teach you how to create a recipe. Somebody asked me before, how can I test recipes in a 24-quart machine? Well, you don't have to. There's a way to test them on the counter and then convert it to your capacity, whether it's 6 quarts or 24 quarts or 44 quarts. Steve makes a 44-quart machine, largest in the industry. But I have a 24-quart machine. Similar, it looks exactly like this. The innards are different, right?
Yeah.
And you'll make ice cream. And then at night, after dinner, you'll go behind the counter, you'll dip ice cream, you'll get it from inventory. It's the full deal. If you want to guarantee success, and I'm not being big-headed about this, it works. I've taught hundreds and hundreds of people, and they all succeed. So that's it.
What about the location?
Oh, I think we answered that before.
I'll show you the location.
It's 1 hour north.
It's in Fruit Loops, Florida. Well, it's actually Fruit Land, but with Jeff living there, it's Fruit Loops. Got that? Ken, you got that? I think Ken's asleep.
How often do you keep up?
The day after this. Probably 8.
Got it?
We take off for the summer, then we start again in the fall. Fruit Loops. I think it's October, actually. Who said that?
After lunch, Jeff and I are going to sit down for a few minutes and relax, and we'll answer all your misguided and wrong questions, and then we'll make some more product. Jeff will be up again to make something else. At the end of the day, which will be about 2 o'clock, if anyone would like a tour of the factory, I'll be happy to take you around and show you how we build them. Everything is built right here. I have this building, and then I have across the street where we do most of the machining and the sheet metal, making the panels and all. But final assembly is over in this building. So you'll get to see all that. Anybody watching this tape, we have a series of free videos that we send out. If you go to my website, emerythompson.com, and that's spelled E-M-E-R-Y, Thompson.com, you'll see where you can sign up for our free DVDs that we will send out to you. And our phone numbers are there. Call us. The phone will be answered on the first ring unless every single phone line is lit up. We don't believe in answering machines. And on the rare case that you do get an answering machine here, it's really not an answering machine. It's going direct to my desktop, so that if I'm on a call and Paul is on one and Ken's on one and Vonda's on one and Lisa's on one and Slade is on one and Connie's on a call, it'll go to my computer and it'll say so-and-so is calling and this is their number. So I'll get back to you just as fast as I can. We pride ourselves on customer service. A lot of other places, every other place, they'll have a picture of a very attractive young lady eating an ice cream cone. And that's it. And that's not knowledge. The whole business about being an entrepreneur is knowledge. And the more you know, and it's not that hard to do, but the more you know, the more chance of success you have. That's why, and I don't recommend things, I don't take a dime from anybody. If you see me using a flavor or see me using Sterashine or recommending Jeff, I don't take a dime from anyone. You can't serve but one master. And so if I recommend Jeff, it's because it's the best out there. And that's why I recommend it. If I recommend Sterashine, it's because it's the very best product that's going there. And if I give you straight, honest answers, you're going to say, hey, Emery Thompson was good. We can rely on them for information. And I think this might be ready.
Here.
Okay, that looks good.
Hang on.
See how nice that looks? Say what?
Sea salt caramel.
Can you make it? Sure. I hate to tell you what the ingredients are. It's sea salt and caramel.
Would the sea salt be getting to the inside of the machine?
No. Because it's going to dissolve.
Pretty soluble.
All right. Look at that. Now, we could even call that gelato if you want, because the only difference between ice cream and gelato is the fat content and the flavors. But this is more of an Italian gelato flavor. Look how nice and thick that is. I think you'll like this. Come on up and give that a try. And then we're going to have lunch.
Spatulas.
Sammy, come here, girl.